Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. So I teach at Central Arizona College. We just finished grading final exams, and one of the most disheartening things on final exams is you realize the students are still making the same old mistakes, and it's too late to do anything about it. But I still write my best comments that I can. And it's too bad that in real life, we don't get graded with detailed comments, like the kind of comments that I would write to the students, right? What do I mean by that? I have a difficult time with networking with others. So, for example, I was just writing a comment on YouTube. I'm a subscriber to the Peter Schiff Show, and I had a good discussion with a few people on there on why I think there are better metals to invest in besides gold and silver. I was just writing a comment on another page that dealt with a math problem and my thoughts on it. And then I was doing some reading about casino card counting, and I was writing about some AI that I wrote to better the algorithm for counting, right? So there's the high-low system, but I have some improvements on it based on my AI. Would these conversations ever happen in real life? No, because part of the problem is that I won't even be able to get to them. So, for example, let's imagine I go to a social outing, especially if it's a card game night, and we start talking about card counting. There's no way I'm going to get as far as I got. The conversation is going to just be blown away, right? So, for example, even just the other day, I was at a meeting at work, and I literally had to pound my fist on the table. I was trying to explain to our dean a problem that I experienced with my grading system. And I try to dress up what I'm going to say, right? I talked about one of the students that I really had fond of experiences working with, and how when I was grading his paper, this happened. But I talked about the student and what he's doing. Oh my God, the conversation completely took. Somebody got it fascinated by the fact that the student was studying biochemistry and all that, and the conversation just got taken away from me. And before I know it, I got lost myself, right? And then I have to start over again. And I found it difficult to finally. I got so frustrated. I slammed my fist on the table. Hey, what I needed to say was that we have a problem with the grading system, and the conversation lost its flow, right? And that's why it's such a hard. That's why I have a difficult time with asking a girl out on a date. It's not because I suck at dating. It's because I don't get the chance to lead the conversation in that direction, right? So I asked a friend of mine to set me up on some blind dates. And out of four people, I got five. Four people set me on five blind dates altogether. And long story short, I'm still seeing two of them. And none of them turned out badly, by the way. All I needed was that one-on-one conversation where somebody could actually listen through the conversation, right? And I need to know what I'm doing wrong. Why is it that when I try to say a series of things and lead up to something, I don't even get a chance to go there, right? So, for example, I don't know how many of my viewers are old enough to remember the Challenger disaster, right? Challenger had some good instruments that, had it made it to orbit, would have done nice things, but it never got a chance to get up there, right? And a lot of times, the kind of conversations that I'm trying to make kind of feel just like that, right? I rarely have a Columbia kind of disaster where after completing a mission, I then royally screw up, right? I usually have a Challenger kind of disaster, right? And if anybody can comment, I got a haircut. I recently changed some lifestyle issues. Just the other day, I was listening to the radio, and there was an advertisement for plastic surgery, and I almost thought about considering it just because, for some reason, people don't take me seriously, right? The other day, this was about a week after Trump had won. I was at another meetup. This only had 5, 6 people, and one of the people there had commented on, "Do you know what tariffs are all about?" Tariff was a new word for him, and after he learned, he another guy in the group, he works at a department store. He said he was concerned because just about everything they sell there is made in China. Are they going to lose business, and is he going to lose his job and all that? And I wanted to comment. I had one simple comment that I'm an artist, and pretty much all of my art supplies come from China. And I didn't even get a chance to introduce myself as an artist. I couldn't even get 2 words out there, and the conversation would just blow up in my face. It's like trying to. I'm trying to think what would be an analogy to that. It's like a tsunami pushing against my mouth, preventing anything from coming out. Right. That's how I feel. Anyway, that's why I was willing to ask a number of my friends to set me up on blind dates, because once I got to the blind date, that was easy, right? It's kind of like not even being able to go to a job interview, right? But being able to do a fine job once you get there. What do you do if that's the situation? Imagine somebody's really good at just about any job in the world, but they suck at job interviews. What do you do in that situation, right? That's the kind of drama I run into in social life, right? But I would imagine there's probably somebody out there unemployed right now who would do really well at every job, but just sucks at job interviews. I guarantee there's somebody out there right now on the street, right? And doesn't that suck? This is the Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum.